Have you ever sat down after a long, exhausting day, kicked your feet up, and within seconds your dog is right there, licking your face, your hands, your feet, whatever they can reach? Most of us just laugh it off, maybe wipe our cheek and say something like, okay, I love you too. But here's the thing, your dog isn't just being goofy. There is a very real, very specific reason they do this, and once you understand what's actually happening when your dog licks you, you're going to look at them completely differently. So let's get into it. What does it really mean when your dog licks you? Let's start at the very beginning, because this behavior doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It goes all the way back to wolves, the wild ancestors of domestic dogs. In wolf packs, puppies lick the mouths of adult wolves when they return from a hunt. This is an instinctive behavior that signals submission and also triggers the adult to regurgitate food for the young ones to eat. Yes, it sounds gross, but this is where it all started. That licking behavior was a survival mechanism. It meant, I trust you, I depend on you, please take care of me. Over thousands of years of domestication, dogs kept that instinct. But instead of asking for regurgitated meat, thank goodness, they use it to communicate with us in a language we often completely misread. Now, the most common reason your dog licks you is the one everyone already knows, but often underestimates: affection. Pure, uncomplicated love. When your dog licks you, their brain releases oxytocin, the same bonding hormone that humans release when they hug someone they love or when a mother holds her newborn baby. It's not metaphorical. There is a real chemical reaction happening in your dog's body when they lick you, and it feels genuinely good to them. So when your dog runs up and covers your face in licks the moment you walk through the door, that isn't just excitement, that is your dog experiencing a neurological reward just by being close to you and touching you. You are literally making their brain feel good just by existing. But here's where it gets more interesting. Licking is also one of your dog's primary ways of gathering information. Dogs experience the world through their nose and mouth in ways that are almost incomprehensible to us. When your dog licks your skin, they are tasting the salt from your sweat, picking up traces of everything you touched that day, reading the chemical signals your body is putting out, and building a detailed sensory picture of you and your current emotional and physical state. Dogs can detect stress hormones in human sweat. They can sense when your blood sugar drops. Some dogs trained for medical assistance can even predict seizures or diabetic episodes. And that ability begins with this exact behavior, the instinct to lick and taste and understand what your body is communicating. This means that sometimes when your dog licks you intensely or repeatedly, especially focusing on a specific area, it might not be random. They might be picking up on something. There are documented cases of dogs obsessively licking a specific spot on their owner's skin, only for the owner to later discover a wound, an infection, or even in some remarkable cases, early-stage skin cancer. Dogs' noses can detect volatile organic compounds that human tumors produce, and that detection often begins with them trying to taste or smell a specific area. This doesn't mean every lick is a medical diagnosis, but it does mean your dog is paying far more attention to your body than you probably realize. Now let's talk about another big reason dogs lick: stress and self-soothing. This one surprises a lot of people. We tend to assume licking is always a happy behavior, a sign that the dog is feeling great. But licking can also be a coping mechanism. When dogs are anxious, overwhelmed, or uncertain, they often lick as a way to calm themselves down. Licking releases endorphins in their brain, so it genuinely reduces their anxiety in the moment. So if your dog comes to you and starts licking you when there's a thunderstorm outside, or when there's tension in the house, or when something unusual is happening, they may not just be trying to comfort you. They might be licking you because it calms them down. You are their safe place, and being close to you and licking you helps regulate their nervous system. Related to this is a behavior called appeasement licking. In dog body language, licking can be a submissive gesture, a way of saying, "I mean no harm, I respect you, please don't be angry with me." If you raise your voice, even at something completely unrelated to your dog, they might immediately come over and start licking your hand or your leg. They are reading your emotional state and responding with a gesture designed to de-escalate and re-establish peace. This is also why puppies lick so much more than adult dogs. They are young, small, and spending most of their time navigating a world dominated by much larger beings. Licking is their social currency. There is also the possibility that licking is simply attention-seeking behavior, and this one is really important for owners to understand, because we are often the ones who accidentally trained our dogs to lick constantly without even realizing it. Think about it. The first time your puppy licked your face, what did you do? You probably laughed. You smiled. You said something in a high-pitched voice. You maybe pet them or picked them up. From your dog's perspective, that lick had an enormous positive consequence. You became animated, warm, engaged, focused entirely on them, so they did it again and again. And over time, your dog learned that licking you is one of the most reliable ways to get your full, immediate attention. This doesn't mean the licking isn't also affectionate. It absolutely can be both. But if your dog licks you constantly, and especially when you're ignoring them or focused on something else, you have probably accidentally reinforced it into a habit. Let's talk about taste for a second, because this is one that people find either funny or mildly disturbing, depending on their perspective. Your skin is genuinely interesting to your dog from a flavor standpoint. Human sweat contains sodium, chloride, potassium, and various amino acids. To a dog, especially one whose diet is carefully controlled and measured, your skin can be surprisingly appealing. After you exercise and you're sweaty, or after you've been cooking and have food residue on your hands, or even just the natural salt on your skin after a normal day, your dog finds this genuinely tasty. They're not licking you to be sweet in those moments. They're licking you because you taste good. It's practical. It's a little weird to think about, but it's completely normal dog behavior. Now, here's something most dog owners don't know. Dogs also lick as a way of grooming. In the wild, and even in domestic settings, social grooming is a bonding behavior. Dogs groom each other, and they will attempt to groom the humans they are bonded to. If your dog licks your hair, your ears, or focuses on a specific area of your skin consistently, this is often grooming behavior. They are caring for you the same way they would care for a pack member. It is one of the most intimate things a dog can do, because in their world, grooming someone is an act of deep social trust. You don't groom a stranger. You don't groom someone you're uncertain about. You groom the ones you love and feel safe with. So what about face licking versus hand licking versus foot licking? Does the location matter? It actually can. Face and mouth licking often has roots in that ancient puppy-to-adult wolf behavior. It's the most primal form of greeting and submission. When your dog jumps up and tries to lick your mouth, they are quite literally performing a behavior hardwired into their DNA from before domestication began. Hand licking tends to be more about greeting and attention-seeking. Hands are what humans use to pet and touch, and your dog associates your hands with positive contact. Foot and leg licking is often either taste-related, feet sweat a lot and produce strong scent and flavor cues, or it can be a lower-energy, passive form of connection. Your dog wants to be close to you and express affection without demanding your full engagement. Now, should you let your dog lick you? This is a question that genuinely divides people, and it's worth addressing directly. From a health standpoint, most healthy adult dogs with up-to-date vaccinations are not going to make you sick by licking your skin. Dog saliva contains bacteria, yes, but so does everything. The risk is much higher if a dog licks an open wound, licks your mouth, and you have a compromised immune system, or if the dog has recently been eating something problematic. For most healthy people, an occasional dog lick on intact skin is essentially harmless. That said, the immunocompromised, very young children, and the elderly should be more careful. And obviously you should always wash your hands before eating if you've been in close contact with your dog. Whether to allow the behavior is ultimately a personal and training decision. If you enjoy it and it doesn't cause problems, there's no real reason to stop it. If it bothers you, or if the licking has become excessive and obsessive, training to reduce it is completely reasonable and doesn't damage your relationship with your dog at all. Simply redirecting with a command, removing your attention when they lick, and rewarding calm behavior instead can reshape the habit pretty quickly in most dogs. One last thing worth mentioning. Sometimes licking can be a sign that something is wrong. If your dog has suddenly started licking significantly more than usual, especially if they're licking themselves obsessively or licking surfaces like floors and walls in addition to you, it can indicate nausea, gastrointestinal distress, anxiety disorders, or other health issues that deserve a vet visit. Obsessive licking is one of the more overlooked signals that a dog is not feeling well or is dealing with chronic stress, and it's worth paying attention to changes in the frequency and pattern of the behavior. Your dog is not a mystery. They are communicating with you constantly, in every lick, every nudge, every tail wag and gaze. The licking you've been brushing off as just dog stuff is actually a layered, meaningful behavior with roots in evolution, neuroscience, social bonding, and genuine emotional intelligence. When your dog licks you, they are saying something. They are saying, "I love you, I trust you, I need you, I'm happy you're here." They are gathering information about you, caring for you, calming themselves with your presence, and reinforcing a bond that for them is one of the most important relationships in their world. Next time it happens, instead of just wiping your cheek and moving on, pause for just a second. Look at them, because that dog licking your face is not doing it for no reason. They're doing it because to them you are everything.